go. It is week 4. RotoBros Live. Start, sit Sunday. Welcome in, guys. Going to get you guys ready to go 4-0. Of course, you're undefeated. You've been with me for 3 weeks. You're undefeated, right? That's how it always goes. You're never going to lose a game when you're listening to RotoBros Live. Guys, thanks for hanging out. We're going to answer your questions here and get you guys ready for Fantasy Week 4. Hopefully everybody is starting off with a wonderful, wonderful season. Mine are pretty good. My season's gone pretty good. 1-2 in a couple leagues, but not winless in any league. So that's always a plus. So it's not like any of my teams are just out to pasture this year. Any of the ones that I'm at least trying to compete in here. All right, so let's get this thing cranked up here and get you guys started before week 4 begins. Scott Gaiman starts with the first question of the week. Flex 1 in PPR. Tim Patrick, Darrell Henderson, OBJ, AB, or Robert Woods. Well, you've got a lot of good options there. I like Darrell Henderson. It's between 3 guys, between Darrell Henderson, OBJ, and Antonio Brown. OBJ has a great matchup. No Jarvis Landry again since he is on IR. Minnesota's defense is terrible. And, of course, AB. There is no Gronk reunion tonight in New England, but AB is there. And a lot of you will remember Antonio Brown played for New England for a brief stint. So, but, look, I like both of those guys, but I think I'm going to go Darrell Henderson here. I'm going to take Darrell Henderson. I know he's been sort of nursing an injury, but he is back. He is supposed to be healthy. And I do think Darrell Henderson will play a big role. So give me Darrell Henderson. OBJ would actually be my number 2 guy. So if you're worried about playing Darrell Henderson, I understand it. OBJ would be the next option for me. Standard, Gaskin or Sermon? I will go with Sermon. Sermon Army, baby. Sermon Army commence. We are here. Elijah Mitchell out again. I'm cranking up Trey Sermon in a few leagues against that Seattle defense. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I will take Trey Sermon all day. I think he has a much better day than he did last week. And hey, he got into the end zone last week, so he saved his fantasy day. But again, look, everybody's like wondering, oh, Trey Sermon sucks. Well, look, Trey Sermon was essentially playing. He had 1 carry. He had like 1 snap 2 weeks ago before he had a concussion. So he goes the entire week without practicing, essentially plays his first snaps of his career last week, okay, off of a concussion, coming off of an injury with no practice time, and he was able to get into the end zone. Look, he's going to be fine. And today I think he has a pretty solid day. So give me Trey Sermon over Myles Gaskin there. Josh Norton, CEH, Kareem, or Michael Pittman in PPR. Look, CEH is playing the Eagles. The pass defense is not great. The run defense is very solid. So I don't think I'm going to go CEH here. I like Michael Pittman as a start. I think Michael Pittman, has a opportunity to have a really good fantasy day today. So I think Michael Pittman would probably be a very close second for me. But I think I'm going to go Kareem Hunt here. I think Chubb is going to have a hell of a day, and I think Kareem could find the end zone and at least catch a lot of passes against this, high-powered Minnesota offense as well. So if they're down early, I think it could be a Kareem Hunt type of game. But I do believe that Cleveland is probably going to win this game, I would say. But I think this is going to be one of the better games of the entirety of Week 4. So I'll go Kareem Hunt by a hair here, but I think Pittman's very close. CEH would be 3rd for me. Pick 2 PPR, Deontay Johnson, Saquon Barkley. Just lost the question here. Give me just a second. Let me find that. Pick 2 PPR, Deontay Johnson, Saquon Barkley, or Brandon Cooks. I'm staying away from Brandon Cooks. I know Brandon Cooks has been red hot to start the year, but I just don't think it holds up. I don't think it holds up. Give me Barkley. Give me Deontay Johnson. However, you got to remember, Barkley, I think, is facing the number 2 rush defense today. So keep that in mind. But I think he's going to be without, they do have Kenny Golladay, but without Sterling Shepard, without Darius Slayton, I expect Saquon Barkley to be heavily involved in this passing game. So he's going to get a ton of work today. He is going to be that workhorse that you drafted him to be. And I think this is a game where I think New Orleans is probably going to end up winning. But I think Daniel Jones is going to have some good rushing yards in this game as well. But I do think Saquon Barkley is a must start this week. So give me Saquon Barkley. Give me Deontay Johnson as well, because I think it's a volume-based play. No Chase Claypool. He's going to be out. So I think that Deontay Johnson is going to be, and I think they're probably going to have to pass a lot as well. So give me Deontay Johnson in a volume-based start here, especially since it's PPR. Jason Quinn, is Lockett a guy we can trust this week? Yes. If Tyler Lockett's playing, you're going to start him. You're going to start. That's just the way it is in a tough divisional game. Give me Tyler Lockett. I can't bench Tyler Lockett with how good he's been to start the season. Who to start at running back? 1 point PPR: Patterson, Henderson, Damian Harris, Tony Pollard, Kenny Gainwell, or McKissick. It's not going to be Pollard. It's not going to be Patterson. It's not going to be Damian Harris. It's not going to be Gainwell, and it's not going to be J.D. McKissick. So there you go. It's Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson by default. Pittman or Devontae Smith? I've got this question more than anything this entire week. Pittman or Devontae Smith from a multitude of people. Pittman is the floor play. Okay, he's probably going to catch more passes than Devontae Smith, but Devontae Smith is in a smash spot. This is a game where I think a lot of people, the betting public, they think Kansas City's just going to control this game and it's going to be an onslaught for Kansas City. I would pump the brakes on that, and I don't know what the line is on this game, but if you're betting and it's like, Kansas City by double digits or something, which I would be surprised. I would imagine it's probably like within a touchdown or so. I think that's a safe line here. I think it's going to be a competitive game, and it has the makings of what could be a shootout. I'm going to lean Devontae Smith because we know Devontae is going to get cooking here sooner than later. He's already caught 1 touchdown on the year. But look, if you're feeling confident that you're going to win and you kind of just want to make sure that you lock it in, I think you're more likely to get a donut from Devontae Smith than you are Michael Pittman. But I also think you're more likely to get a 78-yard touchdown catch from Devontae Smith in a game like this than you are Michael Pittman. So Pittman is the floor play. Devontae Smith is obviously the ceiling play. I'm going to lean Devontae Smith, just sort of pedal to the metal there. But I can't really, they're pretty close for me this week, so I can't really blame you. But if it's me, I think I am going to lean. I believe I actually have this decision to make in a couple leagues. I am going to go with Devontae Smith. Lamar or Herbert in a 4-point passing touchdown league. So pretty standard. You can't bench Lamar Jackson. I understand it's the Broncos defense, yada, yada, yada. I get it. I'm not going to crucify you if you do bench him for Justin Herbert. There is an argument to be made, but in a game where I just don't think the Ravens are going to be able to do much of anything else, and this defense is stellar as we know, Lamar Jackson is probably going to have to put the team on his back. That's just the game script that I'm trying to go with here. I think Lamar Jackson has got to be the play. I think he's going to have to do a lot of it on his own, and I think that's going to result in a pretty good fantasy day for him. And I just can't look. Justin Herbert's typically not going to score you. He does not have the ceiling in fantasy that Lamar Jackson has. Really, it's not even close. So give me Lamar Jackson this week over Justin Herbert. Who to start at running back? Sorry, we already got that one. Let me scroll on down here. Morning, Chris. Need 2 for flex. Full PPR. Antonio Brown, Gaskin, Devontae Smith, and Sermon. Definitely Antonio Brown. I'm firing up Antonio Brown pretty much across the board this week. So Antonio Brown for me. I'm going to go Sermon. I'm going to take Sermon. Look, if Elijah Mitchell was playing today, I would probably go with Devontae Smith or Gaskin. I'm going with Sermon. He's playing against a defense that should allow him a lot of room to run. I think Sermon's going to have a better game than he had last week. Sermon Army, baby. Like, Sermon Army. Let's do it. Join the gospel. That's what we're calling it. Robert Banner and I in the RotoBros Fantasy Advice Lounge, we have dubbed the Sermon Army. It is the gospel. So come and let's preach the gospel together. Let's be a part of it. Trey Sermon is the guy you want to start today. So I love it. Here's to Trey Sermon breaking out. Gordon or Moss? I'm going to go with Moss this week. I'm going to go with Moss. And look, you guys know I think Javonte Williams is going to become a bigger part of this offense as the season moves along. I think we've already kind of seen hints of that. But, Gordon is still hanging on by a thread, and we knew that was going to happen. Javonte was never going to be RB1, through 4 weeks, but eventually he is going to take over. But I'm going to go Moss this week. Look, against the Texans, they should be able to control this game. They should be up big, common logic would say, and I believe they are actually. They're at home. So this has the makings of a Bills. This is the reason why in DFS they're the number 1 defense this week, right? There's a reason for that. So everything looks like it should not be a tough matchup for the Bills. Davis Mills, who actually looked very good in his first career start. Davis Mills, I think, can be a quality quarterback in this league. Not saying he's going to be a superstar or anything, but I think he could be a quality spot starter in this league. So we'll see what he's got on the road against Buffalo. He may not face a tougher test all year. So, but I think this is going to be Buffalo gets up big. I think they're going to control the clock. So long-winded answer of saying Zach Moss. So give me Zach Moss there. And he's been a red zone. He's been their red zone guy. And that's why we were always on him over Devin Singletary, because Devin Singletary just isn't very good. Pick 1 PPR, OBJ, Gaskin, Ayuk, or Hollywood Brown. The Hollywood Brown stuff, if you are in I'm going to let you know right now, if you're in a redraft league, your benches are 5 to 7 spots, you can cut Marquise Brown. You can cut Hollywood Brown and find somebody else. Rashad Bateman is back. Rashad Bateman should end up as the preferred target for Lamar Jackson sooner than later. He's just a better talent. So just cut your losses with try to trade Antonio or Hollywood Brown if you can. Maybe you hold on to him for this week, for today. Hopefully he has like a 70-yard touchdown catch today, and you can sell him high starting on Tuesday. But yeah, you can pretty much just ignore Hollywood Brown for the rest of the year. Unless injuries occur again. But give me OBJ and Ayuk here. I would prefer OBJ. I think just slightly more than Ayuk, but I think Brandon Ayuk could be in a smash spot today. I really do. I think Ayuk could be in a smash spot. Jacoby Myers or Allen Robinson. Look, I got to go with Allen Robinson. I know he's been bad, but look, he is playing Detroit today. I understand that Justin Fields did not look good last week, but I think this is the game where Justin Fields, look, can you blame Justin Fields for looking bad last week? Look who he was going up against. But look, no offense to any Lions fans out there. But look, I think that Justin Fields is going to sort of get it on track today. This is going to be the game where he can sort of say, look, Matt Nagy, I should be the starting quarterback. I think Allen Robinson could get on track today as well. And I can't advise. I don't even like saying it out loud. Say it out loud. I'm going to bench Allen Robinson for Jacoby Myers. Doesn't it sound stupid? Then it probably would be stupid. So go ahead and give me, especially against the Buccaneers of all teams, go ahead and give me Allen Robinson in a landslide over Jacoby Myers. Lamar Jackson or Matthew Stafford. Ooh, this one's tough. I understand. I get it. Stafford is he might even be the leader in the clubhouse for MVP right now. And I get it, and I think he probably should be. But, man, again, it's Lamar Jackson, and I just think he is going to have to put this team on his back and do so much himself. Give me Lamar, man. I'm riding with Lamar Jackson this week. Let's see. Someone said, hi, I'm just here to remind everyone to bench Damian Harris no matter what. Yeah, go ahead and get Damian Harris out of your lineup. Forget all Patriots. And look, if you are absolutely desperate at running back and you own J.J. Taylor, he is one guy that might be viable because they're going to have to throw. J.J. Taylor, I think, is now going to take over that James White role as the season goes along. He's got some juice. He is explosive. Yeah, J.J. Taylor, I think, is probably the best play out of these New England backs. Look, I would stay away from Damian Harris just completely. There's no, I don't know if there's a scenario where you can comfortably play Damian Harris against the Bucs. One of the worst running back plays, I think, on the entire slate this week for Week 4. Let's see. Steve Vitko says, asking again because I'm not sold, Brate or Goddard? I will take Dallas Goddard. I understand the argument for Cameron Brate, but I just think that Gronkowski being out means that AB is going to be more involved. Godwin and Evans are going to get more of a chunk. Brate could have a random-ass touchdown. I get that. But I think that all in all, I think Goddard's probably going to be the better option, especially because I think they're going to be throwing a lot in this Philadelphia-Kansas City game. It just has the makings of what could be a shootout. And I think the line, like I said, is only 6 or 7 points at this point. in favor of Kansas City. So I think this is going to be a competitive game. Could be a shootout. So go ahead and give me Dallas Goedert. I don't think either one of them are great plays. Don't get me wrong. But if I had to roll the dice on one, I'm going to take Dallas Goedert. Guys, real quick before we continue, I want to let you know, you see it scrolling across the bottom there. Go to patreon.com/RotoBros. Join the RotoBros Fantasy Advice Lounge. It's $2 a month, and your first 2 months are free. Everybody gets the first 2 months free. You're going to get your, this is the best place to get all your trade advice, all your start-sit advice, all your waiver advice, any questions that you have throughout the week or on game day, we've got you covered. It is an absolute blast. If you want to win money in DFS, betting, we've got channels for that as well. We've got best ball channels, obviously. If you want to talk about your best ball teams, we've got channels just where you can talk about anything that you want. So no, it's completely uncensored here in the RotoBros Fantasy Advice Lounge. There's not a better place on the planet to talk sports, to talk fantasy. We got a college football channel as well. Check that out. Baseball, basketball, football, we cover it all. So check that out. Again, it is patreon.com/RotoBros. You will not regret it. And I promise you, once you sign up, you'll get a welcome email. In that welcome email, there's a direct link into the lounge. You're good to go. You're good to go. And your first 2 months are free. So definitely check that out. You will not regret it. I promise you that. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Pick one. Patrick, Curtis Samuel, or Hardman. You're not going to play Mecole Hardman. You don't even need to own Mecole Hardman. You can cut Mecole Hardman if this is a redraft league with 5 to 7 spots with shallow benches. But give me Tim Patrick. I'll take Tim Patrick. Curtis Samuel's not bad going against this porous Falcons defense. Matt Ryan agrees even that Curtis Samuel could be a decent deep game winner today, even tournament winner in DFS. But I do think that I would go with Tim Patrick. I'll play the floor play there. He's got a higher floor. Obviously, Curtis Samuel with the higher ceiling. But I'll take Tim Patrick there. Curtis Samuel not too far behind, so I understand. Trust your gut on that, but I think I would go with Tim Patrick personally. Let's go continue on here. Let's see. Start Allen Robinson or Robert Woods today. I will go with Allen Robinson. Again, I think he's in a pretty good spot, and I think this could be the game where he sort of gets his season back on track. Trey Sermon, OBJ, Hopkins, Deontay Johnson, pick 2. Okay, so this is where Sermon's going to be your last option. You're definitely going to start Odell Beckham. It is hard to sit DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think I can do it. I do love Deontay Johnson as a volume play. No Chase Claypool. It is PPR. I am going to play DeAndre Hopkins. That's what I'm going to do. But if you were to sit DeAndre Hopkins for Deontay Johnson, I would not be upset at you. Now, if Chase Claypool was playing this week, I would be upset at you. But there's one less quality body in the receiving game that Deontay Johnson has to compete with. Deontay Johnson is the volume receiver in this offense. He is the mainly more of the underneath guy. So Ben, obviously, we know is not going to have a lot of time to throw the football. So getting the ball downfield to like James Washington this week, Juju Smith-Schuster, probably not going to be an easy task, especially because Jair Alexander's going to be out there. So, but he's probably, I would imagine, Jair is going to be more so on Juju. So Juju, I'm not playing this week. Deontay Johnson, I think, could be in for a healthy amount of targets. So if you're sitting DeAndre Hopkins because of matchup, Jalen Ramsey, totally get it. I'm going to go with Hopkins. I'm going to trust the talent there. However, I think that Deontay Johnson is not a bad play. So I'm not going to crucify you if you choose Deontay Johnson. Trust your gut on that one, but you're definitely going to play OBJ against Minnesota's bad defense. Start one wide receiver in 1-point PPR, Devontae Smith or AB. This is where I'll take AB. Sort of a revenge game. You got that little narrative going, whatever. But Gronk is out. I think that's going to help Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's going to catch a healthy amount of targets. I don't think that he is. I think he might actually be the best receiver play for the Bucs this week. So give me Antonio Brown. I like both, but I'll take Antonio Brown especially since it's PPR here. Javonte Williams or Mike Davis or Zach Moss start one. I will start Zach Moss, Javonte Williams, Mike Davis in that order. I'm not touching Mike Davis. Forget Mike Davis. I'm done with Mike Davis for the year. I don't want any part of him. I'm done. I'm off. Don't even ask me about Mike Davis anymore, guys. I don't even want any part of Mike Davis. You're not going to start him. He's terrible. But give me Zach Moss. I think he's in the best spot, and I think he has the best odds to score a touchdown as well. Jake Bennett, Zach Moss, or CEH. Look, I know everybody's excited. Oh, CEH had a big day. CEH is playing Philly's run defense. I don't like this spot for him at all. They're going to have to get on the 1 yard line. He'll have to punch in a 1 yard touchdown. It could happen, yes. But when it comes to it, he doesn't get targets, number one. So he doesn't catch the football. So he doesn't have a high ceiling. He's going to have to run for over 100 yards and have a touchdown or two to really have a big day. I'll take Zach Moss. Much easier opponent. He's obviously the best running back in that backfield. He's obviously the preferred red zone guy. Yeah, he might get cucked on the goal line by Josh Allen, but I think that's the price you got to pay when these are your options. So give me Zach Moss over CEH. CEH or Hunt in PPR. I will go with Kareem Hunt. Definitely in PPR. There's not going to be many weeks where I'm sitting Kareem Hunt for CEH in PPR. Flex PPR, Amari Cooper, Trey Sermon, or Zach Moss. Well, you're not going to bench Amari. Come on, you're not going to bench Amari Cooper. You're just not. I'm sorry. You're not benching Amari Cooper. Amari's going to be the guy. I'll put him in order for you. Amari, Sermon, and then Moss. I think they're all pretty good plays this week, but I can't advise. I'm not going to ever advise you guys to do something that I would not do myself. I'm not going to bench Amari Cooper for any of these guys. Pretty much ever. Ever. Jason says CEH at Eagles or Cooks at the Bills. Well, this is not my favorite question of the day by far because I don't like either of these guys this week. But because of game script, I will go with Cooks. I don't think you need to go into these games expecting either of these guys to do much. Go ahead and expect a bad fantasy day. I guess this is for your flex. Go ahead and expect to just take the L on your flex today. Just go ahead and expect a donut or very little fantasy production out of your flex. But I will go with Cooks because I think the Bills are going to be up. They're going to have to throw, and that may just be more volume for Brandon Cooks. So I'll go with Brandon Cooks, but I'm in no way, shape, or form excited about it. Scott Gaiman says Sam Darnold at Dallas or Baker Mayfield at Minnesota. Minnesota's got a bad defense, and I do like OBJ this week. But I also think that Chubb and Kareem Hunt are going to have good weeks, especially Nick Chubb. I think he is the best play for the Browns offense. Sam Darnold, I think, has averaged 35 or more pass attempts in every game this year so far. I believe that is correct. And this is a game where they are projected to lose. And I think he could be throwing more today than he has all season. And this could be, maybe they get blown out and he's having to throw a bunch. But there are two game script projections that you can look at, or scenarios that you can look at. Either they get blown out and Sam Darnold throws a lot, or it's a competitive game and they just do the same thing they've been doing all year and Sam Darnold throws a lot. Both of them project for Sam Darnold to have a pretty good day. Give me Sam Darnold over Baker Mayfield. Sam Darnold over Baker Mayfield. PPR, Mike Gesicki or Dawson Knox. I don't like either one of them, but it's against Houston. I'll take Dawson Knox. So temper expectations, but I'll go Dawson there. Pittman, Sutton, or Woods in PPR. I will go Pittman, Sutton, Woods in that order. Pittman, Sutton, Woods in that order. Galladay or Gaskin. Give me Galladay this week. Look, I think that this is a game where I think New Orleans could get up early by maybe 14 points or so, and I think Daniel Jones is gonna have to throw. This game is gonna come down, I think, to Daniel Jones ultimately, and so we'll see how that works out. He's been playing a little bit better the last couple weeks, but I think that Galladay's gonna be a target hog today. I really do believe that. So I'll go Galladay just by a little bit, but I can't really blame you if you want to go Gaskin as well, because he's going to be the workhorse for the Dolphins. But I'll lean Galladay just because Sterling Shepard's out, Darius Slayton's out. I don't really think we can rely on guys like especially with Kadarius Toney. And you're not starting Kadarius Toney, by the way, unless you're in like a DFS tournament or something. I'm not going to trust Colin Johnson either. So those will probably be the top three receivers for the Giants. Go ahead and give me Kenny Galladay there. Diego Cruz, Melvin Gordon or Amari Cooper. You're never going to start Melvin Gordon over Amari Cooper. You're just not. It's always going to be Amari Cooper. He's always going to be in a better spot for production. Corey Cass says, "Morning, my brother." Good morning, buddy. Devontae Smith or Kenny Galladay. I'm going to go half-point PPR. I think it would be more because Galladay's probably going to see more volume. I think PPR, you could lean Galladay a little bit more, but it's half-point PPR and standard. I'll go with the more ceiling play here, and I'll take Devontae Smith. What's the word on Henderson? Darrell Henderson is playing, as far as I know. Haven't seen anything come across the wire yet about him, but he is expected to play. He's expected to start, and I think he's going to get a normal workload. So I think Darrell Henderson is a pretty good start this week. Would you start Ayuk over Cooks? I absolutely would. He's playing Seattle. He's the best receiver on the 49ers team. He's the most dynamic player overall on that entire team. I think Brandon Ayuk rather is in a really good spot today. So give me Brandon Ayuk for sure. Jake Newell. Okay, line is Chiefs 6.5. So there you go. I said 6-7 right in the middle. Boom. Which sounds about right. So I think this has the makings, like I said, Chiefs Eagles to be a shootout. So yeah, Corey, I will go with Devontae Smith there. Myers or Cordero Patterson in PPR. Todd, there's got to be a better option for you. I would really hope that there's a better option for you. If there's not, I don't envy you this week. I will go with Jacoby Myers because I do believe they're going to have to throw a lot. I do think this game could get ugly. But again, maybe, I don't know what the line on that is. Jake, if you want to find that one for me. I don't know what the line on the Bucks game is. I know that 94% of betting slips entered in Vegas are for the Bucks. So everybody's picking the Bucks. So who knows? Maybe it can be a competitive game. That would be pretty interesting there. But if they do have to throw, which I think a lot of us are expecting, I think Jacoby Myers could have a healthy volume, and so I'll go with Myers over Patterson this week. I don't think either one of them are going to do much, but I'll go with Jacoby there. Brate or Goddard at tight end. I will take Dallas Goedert over Cameron Brate. Allen Robinson or Deontay Johnson in full point PPR. This is a good one. This is where I'll take Deontay Johnson because I think both of these guys are going to have decent days. I think Allen Robinson sort of gets on the tracks today. I think Allen Robinson gets back on the tracks today. He has a decent game, but I think Deontay Johnson, with no Chase Claypool, has the ability. I don't believe Jair Alexander is going to be on him, so I think that Deontay Johnson's in for a very heavy day of volume and targets. So go ahead and give me Deontay Johnson there by a little bit over Allen Robinson. Kind of worried about JT's knee. Do I replace him with Hines or keep JT in? I'll keep Jonathan Taylor in because I believe that it's eventually going to get. Look, Quentin Nelson's on IR. I know that's not great. It's been a terrible start for the Colts in just all facets. But I'm going to go with JT. I'm going to keep JT in. I just think that the ceiling is much higher, and I think eventually he's going to get on track. So go ahead and give me JT. I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to stick with him for the fourth week here. Let's see. Good morning. Am I playing Beasley over Brandon Cooks or should I play Antonio Brown? I would play Antonio Brown, Beasley, and Cooks in that order. Antonio Brown would be my preferred play overall. Over out of those three guys, it's definitely going to be Antonio Brown for me. Brandon Rodriguez, Jacoby Myers, or Robbie Anderson. I will go with Robbie Anderson this week. Myers has the floor. Robbie Anderson has... This is another version of the Devontae Smith, Michael Pittman question. There's a floor play, there's a ceiling play, Pittman the floor, Devontae the ceiling. I think Myers is the floor, Robbie's the ceiling. I think regardless of, I don't know, I think the odds of a game script scenario occurring where Sam Darnold has to throw is a lot higher than one where he is not having to throw and they are leading and having to kill the clock, right? So I think Sam Darnold's going to throw it 35 plus times again. Go ahead and give me Robbie Anderson. We know he's going to catch a huge touchdown at some point again. I think he's only got one right now. I think it was week 1, right? But we know that's going to happen again. We're always trying to chase it and figure out where it's going to be. It could be this week against Dallas. They are going to have to throw a lot. Could be a competitive game. Go ahead and give me Robbie Anderson there as the ceiling play. Herbert or Stafford? You can't go wrong. I'll take Stafford in potentially high scoring game with Kyler and the Cardinals, but I'll take Stafford. But look, it's a coin flip, really. You know, it's a coin flip. I think both are going to have excellent fantasy days. Adam Ailman. Pick 2, Gibson, Taylor, or Henderson. Well, it's Antonio Gibson by default. He is playing the Falcons defense. So, yeah, go ahead and give me Antonio Gibson for sure as my RB1 this week. Between Taylor and Henderson, Taylor and I mean that's tough. I'm gonna go with Henderson. I'm gonna go with Henderson this week. Henderson over Jonathan Taylor. Gibson and Henderson. Give me those two. Is Ayuk or Boyd worth an ad? They have been dropped in my league. Are you in an 8-man league? That's the only explanation I could have for those two being dropped. Look, T. Higgins, I don't think Boyd is worth the ad because T. Higgins is going to be back. And I think that's going to render Boyd and CJ. Everybody's going to go nuts over CJ Azuma this week. Save your fab. Don't go after him. He's going to be nearly irrelevant once T. Higgins gets back, likely next week. So forget about CJ Azuma. I don't even care if you need a tight end. Find it elsewhere. You don't need CJ Azuma. Don't waste your fab dollars there. Brandon Ayuk is absolutely worth an ad. He's worth a start this week as well. So I don't know who your team is, what your team looks like, or what your options are. But Brandon Ayuk should definitely be added in your league if you can go grab him real quick before kickoff, and you may even want to start him this week. PPR, Moss or Gordon, give me Zach Moss. Gaskin or Sermon, give me Sermon. Jason Van Hoos, Jonathan Taylor, 2 touchdowns today. That would be nice. A lot of my teams would love that. So let's keep that good vibe going. Flex half-point PPR, DJ Moore, Darrell Henderson, or Scary Terry. In order, I'll go Henderson. I'll go Darrell Henderson. No, I'll take Terry McLaurin, Darrell Henderson, DJ Moore in that order. All three I think are good plays. They're all close, but go ahead and give me Terry McLaurin. Terry McScorin is going to be the option. Is going to be your option there, or your choice there. Cousins or Lamar? Yeah, look, I think Cousins is Kirk Cousins, and I said it all summer long, guys. If you saw any of the live draft videos that I did, Kirk Cousins was I told you then that he was going to be, and through 4 weeks, he already is. He is the best quarterback value of the entire draft season. Kirk Cousins is, I don't know why there's this stigma that he's not a good quarterback. He's a very good quarterback, especially in fantasy. However, I'm not benching him for Lamar Jackson. Give me Lamar Jackson, especially this week. I think Lamar is going to be in a competitive game. He's going to have to do a lot of the stuff on his own. He might lay an egg. Who knows? But the ceiling is too high. I just think you got to go with Lamar. I can't advise benching Lamar for Cousins. And again, Cousins going up against Myles Garrett in that pass rush and that defense. I don't know. This could be a game where sort of Cousins comes back down to earth a little bit, okay? Because he's playing out of his mind. He's on pace for 45 touchdowns and no interceptions. Not that means anything, but that's how red hot he's been. So I'll take Lamar today, though. Diego Cruz, is Cooper trustworthy? Yes. Yes. Start Amari Cooper. Simple as that. Todd says PPR, need a wide receiver 3 and a flex out of Devontae Smith, Allen Robinson, Debo, Singletary, or Patterson. You're not going to start Debo, or you're not going to start Devin Singletary. You're not going to start Cordell Patterson. So you need a wide receiver 3 and a flex, so it's down to Devontae, Allen Robinson, and Debo. Go ahead and give me Debo and give me Devontae Smith over Allen Robinson. It's close between Smith and Robinson. I wouldn't blame you if you chose Allen Robinson, but I'll take Devontae Smith against the Chiefs this week. Are there any worries starting Tyler Lockett? No, I'm starting Tyler Lockett and Amari Cooper full speed ahead. I'm not even thinking twice about it. Is Gordon healthy enough to play, or should I start Michael Carter? I can't. I would go with Gordon. I would. I don't think either one of them are great plays. I think it looks like 2 weeks ago, Ty Johnson was the primary ball carrier in New York. Last week, it was Michael Carter. Who knows what it's going to be this week? But I do think that Melvin Gordon is going to be the better play over Michael Carter this week. Adam Ailman, OBJ or Sermon? I'm going to take OBJ, but I like both today. Go ahead and give me Odell Beckham because Minnesota's pass defense is putrid. There's just no other way to put it. Todd, pick 2 out of Woods, Moss, Mike Davis, and Pittman. Give me Zach Moss and give me Michael Pittman. Woods would be close, a close third. I'm not touching Mike Davis. Give me Zach Moss and Michael Pittman. Henderson or Moss. Give me Darrell Henderson pretty much every week. Standard scoring, Waddle or Woods. I don't know who asked that. It just disappeared on me for some reason. Waddle or Woods. Go ahead and give me Robert Woods over Jalen Waddle. Robert Woods over Jalen Waddle. Let's see. Where do we leave off here? Corey Dean, Higbee or Goddard. I will take Higbee. Goff or Ryan. I'll go with Jared Goff. Yeah, I'll take Jared Goff over Matt Ryan. We're going up against Washington's. We're going up against Marquez Sweat and Chase Young. Matt Ryan says no. The bobblehead doesn't go side to side. Well, maybe it does. Yeah, no, don't start Matt Ryan. Yeah, you're gonna go with Jared Goff this week. Start one in flex, 1 point PPR, Devontae Smith or Cordero Patterson. Devontae Smith all day long. Steve Vitko, Hopkins. My only other options are Rager or Pascal. You're going to go with Jalen Rager. You're going to start DeAndre Hopkins. You're not benching him for Jalen Rager. But if you did, I would go with Jalen Rager. Michael Figueroa, Metcalf was in a walking boot this week. Is he good to go? He's good to go as far as I know. I haven't seen anything come across here. There's some Schefter tweets coming across my phone, but I don't see anything about Metcalf being out. So as of now, yeah, it looks like Metcalf's good to go, and you got to roll him out there. So maybe it was just precautionary. Todd Krause says PPR, Drake, Kirk, AJ Green, or Renfro in my flex. Well, if Jalen's getting covered, Jalen's getting shadowed by, or if Hopkins is getting shadowed by Jalen, give me AJ Green. I'll take AJ Green over Drake, Kirk, and Renfro. AJ Green it is for me. OBJ or Amari Cooper, especially with the Vikings' bad D. I'm going to go with Amari Cooper. I'm not benching him for OBJ. I do think OBJ is a good spot. I don't know who else your options are. I don't know what other options you have. But between the two guys, I am going to go with Amari Cooper. I'm going to go with Amari Cooper here. Corey Dean, Jacoby Myers, or CEH. I guess I'll go CEH here. I'm not crazy about either one this week, but I'll go CEH. Allen Robinson, Jacoby Myers. It's going to be Allen Robinson. Emmanuel Sanders, Juju, Damian Harris, Antonio Brown. Pick two. Emmanuel Sanders and Antonio Brown. Yeah, stay away from Damian Harris completely. You're going to bench him across the board this week. Jacoby Myers or Melvin Gordon. Going to be Melvin Gordon for me. Jason Van Hughes, Kirk, or Devontae Smith. I will go Devontae Smith. Daniel Lawson, Tim Patrick, Devontae Smith, or Hollywood Brown. You can drop Hollywood Brown. Rashad Bateman's back. Marquise Brown is going to be he's going to be swallowed up by the black hole. So he's going to disappear forever and ever as long as Rashad Bateman is healthy. So give me Tim Patrick over Devontae Smith this week. Again, Tim is like a floor play. Devontae's the ceiling play. If you want to go all out, go full speed ahead and go with the ceiling play, go with Devontae Smith. But I think I would lean Tim Patrick this week over. You know what? No, I've talked myself out of that. I think it's going to be a competitive game. Yeah, give me Devontae Smith. I'll take the ceiling play. Screw it. Give me the ceiling play. Devontae Smith over Tim Patrick. I like both, but give me Devontae Smith. CeeDee Lamb or Cooper for my wide receiver one. I'll go CeeDee Lamb, I think, over Cooper this week, just slightly, but I like them both. I think they're both are going to be fine. Zach Myers, Pitts versus Washington, or Fant versus the Ravens. I'm going to go Kyle Pitts versus Washington. Look, if we're going to do anything against Washington, I think we're going to have to get Pitts involved. Look, I know Pitts has been disappointing through 4 weeks so far, but look, just, what was it, week 2, he went, I think he was 7 targets, caught 6 of 7 targets for 76 yards. So, like, he has been involved, but 2 out of 3 weeks so far, it's been pretty disappointing. I understand, but you see the talent. You see he's going to get on track, and it's going to happen. You're going to want him in your lineup when it does. Go ahead and give me Kyle Pitts over Noah Fant this week. Wesley Bramlett, who you got tonight? It's Tampa. It's Tampa. Yeah, it's not even close, in my opinion. But Tampa's going to win. But it's not a matter of if they're going to win. It's a matter of how much are they going to win by. That's the question. And I would say by probably, I would bet 17 or more. 17 points or more is where it's going to be for me. I don't think it's going to be very close. I don't care that it's in New England. Brait or Gesicki, I will go with... I'll go with Gesicki. I don't really like either one. I'll take Gesicki, though. Kareem Hunt, Kareem Hunt, or Cordell Patterson. Give me CEH there. Or no, I'm sorry. Give me Kareem Hunt. I'm sorry. Kareem Hunt over CEH and Cordell Patterson, especially in PPR. Hollywood Brown, Chester Rogers. I will go with Chester Rogers, but I don't think you should expect anything from either of those guys. Brian Andreas. Let's see. Okay, so he was just talking to Zach. Fournette or Hunt. I think Fournette is actually a pretty good play this week. They get up big. They're going to have to kill the clock, control the clock. They're going to run the football. I think Fournette could have a pretty decent day tonight, but I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt for sure. Any worries about Lockett this week? My other choice is Kirk. No, I don't care really. What the other choice is. You're going to lock in Tyler Lockett. There you go. Corey Davis or Antonio Brown. It's Antonio Brown for me. Christy Alford. Flex PPR, Javonte Williams, Devontae Smith, Robert Woods, or with Hendo questionable. I think Darrell Henderson's supposed to play. I haven't seen any news on that. So Darrell Henderson gets the start over all those guys. But my second choice would be Devontae Smith over the other names there. Henderson or Myers, Darrell Henderson, Pitts or Higbee. Pitts or Higbee. I'll go Kyle Pitts. There. David Martinez, Woods or Allen Robinson. I will go with Allen Robinson. Scrolling down here. Let's see. I think I missed a couple. That's right, Mike. Oh, it is week 4. That's right. Jason says AB or Devontae Smith. Give me Antonio Brown. Let's see. Which defense? Bills versus Texans. I don't even need to read. I know it's Titans Jets, and I get it. I get why it's Bills versus Texans. Yeah, Bills versus Texans for sure. Let's see here. I think we got pretty much nearly all the questions here. Todd Krause, Damian Harris, Devin Singletary, Javonte Williams for flex. Gesicki, Ertz at tight end. I'll take Ertz at tight end, and I will take... Oh, God. You don't have any better options than that at flex, Todd? Because those are some bad options. I'll go Javonte Williams, man, but I would look for another option. You could drop get Devin Singletary out of there. You could drop Devin Singletary. There's got to be a better option in free agency than Devin Singletary, I would imagine. But if there's not, Javonte Williams gets the play. But you might want to just go ahead and expect to take an L at the flex spot this week. So Javonte and Ertz for me there. Jason, CEH or Hunt, it's going to be Kareem Hunt for me. Michael Clark, Devontae Smith, or Deontay Johnson. Go ahead and give me, I assume it's PPR. Go ahead and give me Deontay Johnson. And again, I'll kind of rehash why. Devontae Smith is the ceiling play. Deontay Johnson is the floor play. Okay, you're not going to get a donut with Deontay Johnson in your lineup. You could end up with a donut with Devontae Smith in your lineup. I don't think you will. I think both are in for decent games. But I'll take the floor play here with Deontay Johnson. Ben doesn't have a lot of time to throw the football, so that means getting the ball downfield is going to be a lot more difficult. Expect to see a lot more dump-offs again from Najee Harris. And which wide receiver, typically, I think Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be covered by Jair Alexander. So which wide receiver for the Steelers is going to be running those shorter underneath routes that are going to be the more quick-hitting routes that Ben can get the ball out quicker? Deontay Johnson. So I think Deontay Johnson and Najee Harris are going to have a healthy amount of targets, healthy amount of pass catches. I think Deontay Johnson is going to be a better option for you this week than... I think he's a safer option as well. Look, if you think you're going to get, if you think your ass is going to get blown out and you want to play the ceiling play, go with Devontae Smith in a potentially high-scoring game with the Chiefs. But just remember that you're probably hoping for like a 68-yard touchdown pass. Devontae Smith is not a volume receiver. He's not going to catch 9 passes. He's not going to catch 9 passes and have 12 targets. He's just not. Deontay Johnson very well could. So I think Deontay Johnson is definitely the safer play for production this week. Fant and most of the time, mostly every week. Let's see. Diego Cruz, Fant or Dawson Knox. Give me Dawson Knox. Joe Dezano says Darnold or Mayfield. Give me Sam Darnold. I think he's in a smash spot again this week. Corey Pratt says PPR, I have Jacobs, who is a game-time decision. I have Drake, so leave Jacobs in because of that, or start Damian Williams or Zach Moss. I think you're going to start Jacobs. I think Jacobs is going to be fine. It's going to be Jacobs, and you have Drake. So if you bench, if for some reason something happens with Josh Jacobs and he doesn't play, you still have Kenyon Drake you can slot in there. But I think what I would do, first of all, if you can, I would put Josh Jacobs in your flex. That way, you might be able to have a little bit more options to play with there. But I think you'd end up going with Drake if Josh sits. However, you're not going to play Damian Harris. Zach Moss would be your only other option. I don't think he's a bad play this week either. So if you really don't believe that Josh Jacobs is going to play and you don't want to roll that dice, I get it. I would go with Zach Moss. PPR, and for what it's worth, if it were between Drake this week and Zach Moss, I would go with Zach Moss. So I think Josh Jacobs is going to play. But if you get the feeling that he's not, trust your gut on it. Go with Zach Moss there. Let's see. Full point PPR, Jamal Williams or Kenneth Gainwell. I'll go with Kenny Gainwell. According to Dan Campbell, we're going to see a lot of DeAndre Swift today. And I hope to God we do, because of course, I've got more DeAndre Swift shares than anybody outside of Detroit, Michigan. So I want to see all the DeAndre Swift today. I hope we see a lot of that game. Devontae Smith or Melvin Gordon? Give me Devontae Smith. Let's see. Full point PPR. Saquon at New Orleans, Gibson at Atlanta. Give me Gibson at Atlanta. But I think I don't know why you'd be benching either one of them. Get both in your lineup. They're both set for heavy workloads. Sean Peterson, Robbie Anderson, or Rondale Moore. It's Robbie Anderson for me all day long. Let's see. Try not to miss anybody here. Need two. Fournette, Gibson, Sermon, and Zach Moss. Some good options. You're never benching Antonio Gibson, especially against Atlanta. So give me Antonio Gibson and give me Trey Sermon. Gibson and Sermon for me. Zach Moss would be third. Fournette would be fourth. I think all four are decent plays, but give me Antonio Gibson and Trey Sermon for sure. Devontae Smith or Cordero Patterson at flex. Give me Devontae Smith. Joe DeZano, Sam Darnold, or Baker Mayfield. I think I answered this earlier, but it is going to be Sam Darnold over Baker for me. Good morning, Dak or Stafford. You're never going to bench Dak Prescott. I get it. Stafford's been good. I think Dak is going to win MVP. Both these guys are going to be in the MVP discussion. But regardless, it's Dak. You can't bench Dak. Dak Prescott for me at home against Carolina. Beckham or Antonio Brown. I like both this week. I will go with Odell Beckham. Let's see. Jason says full point PPR. Trade away CeeDee Lamb and Carson for DK and Saquon Barkley. Yeah, I would do that. I would totally do that for sure. For this week and the rest of the season, yes. Let's go here. Pick one running back and one flex in standard scoring. Darrell Henderson, Miles Sanders, or Rondale Moore. I assume that's Rondale and not Elijah. But it doesn't matter which Moore it is. It's going to be Sanders and Darrell Henderson. But keep your expectations in check for Miles Sanders. CEH, Patterson, or Hines as your RB2. I will go with Hines this week as the RB2. CEH would be next, but I'll go with Hines. Sam says Gaskin or Javonte Williams. I'll go with Myles Gaskin. I'm not crazy about either one this week, but I will go with Myles Gaskin. Thoughts on A-Rod? Should I play A-Rod, Aaron Rodgers, or A-Rob, Allen Robinson? I assume it's Allen Robinson because you just said, or should I play Jacoby Myers? So I would go with Allen Robinson over Jacoby Myers. So give me. I think Allen Robinson's going to get on track today. I think this is going to be a good game between Bears-Lions, but I will take Allen Robinson to get back on track today. Chris Carson or Amari Cooper? Give me Amari Cooper, but I think both are great plays. I'd get both in your lineups. David Martinez, any worries about starting Zeke versus Carolina? No. I'm sticking with Zeke. You see that he's still playing above a 65% snap share, so he is still that workhorse guy for the Cowboys. I think Zeke's going to be just fine. Woods, AB, Jacoby Myers, or Emmanuel Sanders? Go ahead and give me Antonio Brown over Woods, Jacoby, and Emmanuel there. Hunt or Fournette in PPR? Definitely going to be Kareem Hunt. Waddle or Bryan Edwards? Give me Bryan Edwards tomorrow night against the Chargers over Jalen Waddle. I'll take Bryan Edwards. Ravens defense against the Broncos or hero start the Jets? I can't hero start the Jets. I just can't. I'm sorry. I know that A.J. Brown and Julio Jones are out. I don't care. I'm not trusting the Jets defense. It's going to be Ravens against Broncos. Ravens against Broncos for sure. All right, guys, it looks like that is the last question. So that is it for this week. If I missed any, go ahead and tag me in the comments. I'll try my best to answer those before kickoff. There is one last one. Carr or Jalen Hurts? Go ahead and give me Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts over Derek Carr. I think Jalen Hurts has a higher ceiling, and he's in a really good spot against Kansas City in a potential shootout. So go ahead and give me Jalen Hurts there. And yeah, so Jeremy Lewis has one last one. Tyson Williams or Le'Veon Bell. Give me Tyson Williams. I don't care that Bell's going to be active. Give me Tyson Williams. He's the only good running back in that backfield. They're eventually going to figure that out and continue to give him the majority of the touches. So give me Tyson there. But against the Broncos, keep your expectations in check. I don't think either one's going to do very much. Pittman versus we got a couple more coming in here. I love it. Pittman or Tyler Lockett. Give me Tyler Lockett there. And then Brandon Ayuk or Antonio Brown. I'm gonna go. I like both this week. I'm gonna go Brandon Ayuk. Tough divisional game against the Seahawks. Seahawks defense isn't very good. Give me Brandon Ayuk this week. All right, guys, got to hit the road. I've got to get my lineups ready, get my prop bets in and everything for this week. So best of luck to you guys in week 4. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Enjoy the games,